There you have it. CrossFit Games has started with 21.1 of wall walks and double unders. So we just watched the announcement and we're very excited for wall walks. It's a great movement. It's not new to CrossFit, but it's new to the CrossFit Open. Wall walks is a very good movement for you to build strength in your midline, shoulders, and progress you into handstand push-ups and handstand walking. So I'm excited that they've brought this into the CrossFit Open for everybody to do and understand its importance and value within the space of CrossFit and apply a little bit of intensity to this movement. Let's go over those numbers so you can have some context when you go into this workout for game planning and strategy. You're gonna do 55 wall walks and 550 double unders in a 15-minute time cap or for time. So to give you some context to complete this workout, if we were to break it down minute by minute, you're gonna have to do 3.5 wall walks and 36.5 double unders every minute for the 15 minutes to complete the total number of repetitions. Now I understand that's not how you would break down the workout, but it's hopefully giving you context. So you can ask yourself as an athlete if you're able to even complete that amount of work in the minute and then repeat that for 15 minutes. That's gonna just let you know off the top of your head whether you're gonna finish or not. That can help you with the baseline expectation and the strategy of how you're gonna attack this workout and how many repetitions you're probably gonna complete. For most of us, the double unders are gonna be the challenge and the sticking point because there are so many, and it's a skill that people just don't practice enough or acquire enough volume from week to week to have the contraction resiliency of the jumping pattern to not have aches and pains to the calves and the Achilles and the bottom of the foot. So warming up, in your warm up, make sure you do a bounding protocol. You flex and extend your foot, you roll your feet, you roll your calves. Make sure there's a lot of blood to those areas, things of that nature. There's lots of things you can look up. If you need help with that, reach out to us and we'll help you with the warm up so you can get your calves and feet ready for all the bounding you're gonna do. Second point of a key warm up is gonna be warming up your wrists and your forearms. So whether that's doing a 4-way wrist stretch or doing some Zatzman curls, things of that nature that's gonna allow blood flow to your forearms and your wrist, making sure that we can get into extension and flexion pretty easily, warming up your fingers. It's all gonna help because you're gonna be using all these little muscles to walk your hands forward and backwards. All right, so the wall walks are gonna be a very challenging movement based on the standard. I've already tried it. You make one line that is 10 inches from the wall. You make the other line at your shoulders while you're laying flat on the ground, feet flat against the wall that you're gonna be walking up. Any part of your hand can touch the line and it needs to start on that line. And then to finish the repetition, any part of your hand can touch the line that's 10 inches from the wall. When you walk to the wall, you're gonna wanna take as least amount of hand steps as possible. And in that position where your hands are touching the 10 inch from the line, you're gonna be in a very vertical position because of that 10-inch marker line. It's gonna put you right into that stacked position, vertical from the wall. When you walk away from the wall, again, take as least amount of steps as possible with your hands and then slide your feet down the wall, get your hips and chest to touch with your hands on the tape. Every time you start, try to get your hands at the most bottom part of the tape, because any part of the hands can touch the tape, and then walk your hands and get the most nearest part of your hand on the tape, and then have your judge complete the repetition as long as you're meeting the standard and walk back out. That's where the wiggle room for this movement's gonna be. If you watch Carrie and Christy go through this workout, they had to learn how to do that on the fly. Once they get into like their 9 reps, you can see that they've figured out a movement pattern that works best for them. If you watch Christy, her hands are moving lots of steps. You wanna be able to open up your hand stride, walking to and from the wall. So you're gonna need to be able to balance in a split arm hand position as you step through from the first line to the second line and from the second line to the first line back down into the down position. So having a long arm stride is gonna help in doing these wall walks. Also, remember to brace and breathe through your belly at the same time you're walking up the wall to keep tension. So you could practice that by laying flat on the floor in your warm up, bracing and breathing in through your belly, and even try to talk to somebody while keeping the midline very tight. That's gonna allow you to learn how to breathe and brace at the same time. So hopefully you have spent a lot of time on your hands, you know how to brace and breathe, and then you're able to create stability through the shoulder while getting the arm into flexion and the other arm into extension, because that's gonna be helpful taking larger steps with your hands on the wall walk and then taking shallower ones. The other tip is I think you're gonna wanna find a very slick wall. If your gym has a plexiglass wall, I'd use that wall so you can slide your feet up and down on the down position and the up position. If you don't have a slick wall, you have some time, hit up Home Depot, get some plexiglass or some vinyl flooring, put it on your wall. That's gonna allow your feet to slide up and down a little more easily. Why we wanna do that is it's gonna take you out of tension so you're not under tension so long. There are a lot of reps and there's a lot of time that you're gonna be in that wall walk plank style position. And the longer you're in that position, the more your shoulders and midline are gonna fatigue. So when you go to jump and spin the rope, your shoulders are gonna have a hard time spinning the rope, and bracing every time you jump is gonna be taxed as well. So it's a compounding movement pattern between the double unders and the wall walks, and we just wanna be aware of that. So having the best setup that allows you to slide up and down the wall quickly and taking the least amount of steps with your hands is gonna be the most advantageous thing you can do that takes no other skill or fitness other than setting up your wall with a slick surface. Beyond all of that, those are the tips. It is pretty straightforward. It's easy. It is exciting with a new movement. I really like it. I think there's a lot of you guys out there who might be frustrated with this first workout and not think wall walks are cool, or you haven't practiced them. Whatever that reason is, get over it really quickly and learn and enjoy this movement, and maybe incorporate them more often into your training. As for the double unders, I hope you've been practicing them. They're obviously not going anywhere. So if you're involved in the sport or you're just doing it for fitness, it's a good skill and you should learn and practice every day until you have them nailed. Hopefully this video was helpful for you and we didn't leave anything out, and we'll see you guys for 21.2.